Hello and welcome. Today is Friday. It is the third day of April 2015. My name is Derek and welcome to this weekend silver chart analysis going over the daily and the weekly charts. However, last night I watched a 45-minute documentary from National Geographic called Mega Structures Money Factory. And I want to talk about the first and last minute within the video. And 20 seconds in, they state counterfeiters are faking it, while they would continue to talk about a story of a man printing his own currency, or how the human race would be known as that of a money counterfeiter. Now, counterfeit is defined as to make an imitation so it could be passed off fraudulently or deceptively as genuine, which is interestingly enough. And when you look at the definition of money, Mike Maloney talks about that well in the hidden secrets of money, with the key one being that of a store of value, basically having something on the intrinsic value of such. However, all money in the world, the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, the euro, the yen, the Aussie, the New Zealand dollar, you name it, is a counterfeit to what money happens to be. Now, you're not going to find this within that video unless, of course, you read the comments section. I'm impressed with some of the comments within that video, but I find that very interesting. In the last minute, they say money used to get its value from gold. A $20 note would be redeemable for $20 worth of gold. Today, the gold standard is no longer used. Today, they purchase collateral. They purchase treasury notes, bonds with the value held by the bank. Thus, they talk about treasury notes and bonds being valued when essentially they're the exact same thing. You print it up out of thin air. The Ponzi scheme, although more people are waking up to it, is slowly getting noticed by the people. And at the very end of the video, they state essentially the US dollar is only valuable because we say it is, because there is a full faith of the credit of the United States. And quite frankly, it's not because we say it has value, but because we've been conditioned to believe so. Now, imagine you would state, this one player in sports is the greatest if we say he is. But if people are holding a gun to your head saying, who's the best player in the world? And, well, you're going to say that just so you don't get shot. That's pressure. Of course, that's going to be the case. I think it's very similar as far as all the fiat currencies today. So enough about that. Let's quickly go over the charts. Fibonacci retracement on the daily chart, which was being shown from here to here, will now be shown from here to here. This big move candle will be eliminated on this chart within about 3 weeks or so. But the 61.8% retracement was resisted back to this level here, and now just relatively within the middle part of this range. However, as I've talked about with the reversal of trend, band flattening out, established resistance, 1740 is the established resistance. Come back to the 18 average, which was the case on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So, with that being said, a breakout above that 1740 for the second time since back in here. I'll be deeming this to be in that of a bull market. If this thing holds very poorly because of this lower high, even a matching high, and then playing down below this 18 average of low, I'll be thinking more and more about this being yet another failed breakout and a test of two possible areas. One, this previous low at around 15.5, and then this low at around 14 per ounce. Of course, in U.S. funds. See, for me, this price action is nowhere near what I'm used to, because I live in Canada and there's about a 25% increase on this. So I take the 1677. Okay, so 10% is $1.67. 20% is a little over $3. We're talking about $4 or so on the 25%, which means in Canadian currency, it's almost 21 per ounce. If you're in Europe, I think the exchange rate is something about 7% or so. So now you're talking about a little under blah, blah, blah. Oh, 7% on the other side. So you take 7% off. So it's about 16 or so. Okay, so now let's take a look at the weekly chart. And for the week, down 18 cents or 1%. So here's the situation with the band flattening out. Resistance and established it at 18.5. Back to this band, and it's been in there for about a couple of months now. Band is pretty much sideways. It's been above the band, below the band, all that type of jazz. Key thing is this thing is trading in the high 17s or over 17 and 2/3. You'd be liking the odds of it now coming to at least test this level, but it's got to get above 18.5 for this to be deemed for a new bull market situation of having a hard time within this low of about 15 1/3. Then you'd be deeming this most likely as the failed breakout and at least a test to the low 14s, but probably even lower than that, because in a situation where it's down in here, you would expect a move here, probably establish some sort of lower high in around where these lows were, and then breaking down below and then making yet another new low. Usually these things like to go in about $1-ish area per move, so you'd be talking the next support level being in the 13 level. Of course, that's on the down move. Break of this resistance level here, there's a whole bunch of different areas that it's got to get above, because quite frankly, even if this thing were to double to the price of 33 US per ounce, that would still be way too low in my opinion, based on the currency creation and how it is genuinely as counterfeit and a large Ponzi scheme that it is, that hopefully more humans will wake up to the understanding of how it's made and meant to fraud the human race. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a magnificent holiday weekend. Bye-bye.